Hey, welcome to episode 196 of Fresh Air at 5. This is called Renovation Week. I'm deep into renovations in my basement suite and I've been so tired, so I haven't walked a lot. So this is a shorter episode. There's great content in here. If you haven't listened to somebody talk about blue sky, take a listen to Alice Keeler and Monica Burns talk at the end of this episode and on the Easy Ed Tech podcast. All right, other good stuff going on in here. It's short, but take a listen. Thanks. Bye.
Hi, I'm Lisette Jacobson, host of the Black, Brown, and Bilingue podcast, a part of the Education Podcast Network, just like the show you're listening to now. Shows on the network are individually owned and opinions expressed may not reflect others. Find other interesting education podcasts at edupodcastnetwork.com.
Welcome to Fresh Air at 5, the podcast. I'm your host, Brian Carpenter, coming to you every week from Abbotsford, which is about 45 minutes east of Vancouver, British Columbia, on the west coast of Canada. Fresh Air at 5 is my regular attempt to get some fresh air by walking about my neighborhood, which is located on the traditional and unceded territory of the Stolo people, the Simath First Nation and Mathwee First Nation. I consume podcast content while I walk, then reflect on this content in an unedited video, which I post on my X, formerly known as Twitter, channel every day. This podcast is the collection of the audio taken from those daily selfie videos over the course of a week, Monday to Friday. So let's jump into my listening and learning this past week. Hey, PLN, it's December, what day is it? 9, 2024. It's much later in the evening. I'm down in my basement suite. And if you listen to the last episode, you know I'm working on a reno. This is where the space is right now. And there's the work table and all the things. And yeah, it's full and rich. It's busy right now. We've got a lot of work to do, but it's going to look fantastic when we're done. All right. This day, we had a MyPETA planning day. We went to figure out some food for our fall conference. We went to the site at Heritage Park for our October 2025 conference and did some site visit to see the space. Fantastic. It's gonna be great. You should come. You should come to our MyPETA conference. All right. Lots going on, and that's why it's later in the evening right now. And I've got something else to say, so coming right back. Hang on. All right, one more thing for December 9, 2024. I listened to Kindsight 101, episode 233 with Morgan Michael as she interviewed Derek Sivers about useful, not helpful. No, useful, not true. That's what it is, about his book, Useful, Not True, and about reframing beliefs, about simplicity and leading with intention. And it's a philosophical discussion. I was challenged by some of the things that I heard about, our beliefs. Are they actually real and true, or does it matter that I actually believe these things? So that's important, Take a listen to this. You'll be challenged yourself. And yeah, thank you, Morgan, and for having your guest on today and share this episode with us. All right, gotta go. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Hey, PLN, December 11, 2024, and I'm outside right now barbecuing this evening, and I'm in the midst of renovations still. So we got lots going on downstairs in the basement suite, and yeah, so that's why I didn't go for a walk this morning. I woke up exhausted from a late night in the suite. So this week is renovation week, and I'll be bringing you my listening, but no walking likely, but maybe tomorrow morning. We'll see. I listened to Lainey Rowell from December 10th on Evolving with Gratitude. She brings us 10 life hacks and tips and recommendations for changing our minds as we move into the new year. This is not New Year's resolutions. Don't plan on doing all 10 of those things. One of them that I am excited about is the aha in our life, and about looking at things and seeing the awe. Not the aha, the awe. So take a listen to that one. That was fantastic from the psychologist on Inside Out 2. Okay, bye. Hey, PLN, December 11, 2024, and I'm outside right now barbecuing this evening, and I'm in the midst of renovations still. So we got lots going on downstairs in the basement suite, and yeah, so that's why I didn't go for a walk this morning. I woke up exhausted from a late night in the suite. So this week is renovation week, and I'll be bringing you my listening, but no walking likely, but maybe tomorrow morning. We'll see. I listened to Lainey Rowell from December 10th on Evolving with Gratitude. She brings us 10 life hacks and tips and recommendations for changing our minds as we move into the new year. This is not New Year's resolutions. Don't plan on doing all 10 of those things. One of them that I am excited about is the aha in our life, and about looking at things and seeing the awe. Not the aha, the awe. So take a listen to that one. That was fantastic from the psychologist on Inside Out 2. Okay, bye. All right, the last thing for December 13, 2024. This evening, I listened to episode 297 of the Easy Ed Tech podcast with Monica Burns. And thank you, Monica, so much for broadcasting on a regular basis, sharing a whole lot of content with us. Today, we talked about all the things that educators should know about Blue Sky with Alice Keeler. And Alice, I want to say thank you so much for the work that you do in making our Twitter education community what it was, and now that we're pushing into Blue Sky, that you are pioneering, you're working and doing a whole lot of things about talking about why we should be using Blue Sky, who's there on Blue Sky, and how we can get started. So excellent. I appreciate it so much. I did sign up for your spreadsheet, so I don't know what that means exactly, and I have to figure out the starter pack thing. Take a listen to this episode to get yourself a primer of why you should come over to Blue Sky. All right, thanks, Monica. Thanks, Alice. Bye.
I appreciate you giving me a listen as I've created this podcast experience for you. It's like a unique Blinkist or Coles Notes version of the content I take in, like a highlight reel, so that you can hopefully find some other interesting podcasts you may not have considered before. I've recorded the specific episode podcast titles and episode numbers in the show notes, which are only a click or swipe away for your learning convenience. I've also started to put together a Spotify playlist of each of the episodes so that you can also take a listen to those specifically, and the link to that playlist is in the show notes. Please subscribe so you don't miss any of my upcoming episodes. And if you enjoy this podcast and its format, share it with someone else. You can also follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Brian Carr, BRYONCAR, or at Fresh Air at 5. Tweet about your experience or give it a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to podcasts. Fresh Air at 5 can be found on the Educational Podcast Network. Podcasts for educators, podcasts by educators. I hope you have a fantastic day. Get some fresh air before the day is out and take care of yourself, because you are worth it.